Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Jewel Diamond Taylor, and I'm so glad to bring you a motivational moment with me. You know, I always love sharing with you where I'm traveling, and today I'm speaking at a Sisters Being Sisters conference in Colorado Springs. And I want to take a moment to give you a little brief excerpt of what I'm teaching about today. I'm going to be teaching how to cope with stress, how to maintain your sanity when everything is going crazy. How about you? Are you going through some challenges right now? Well, I'm going to give you five steps on how you can learn to cope better with stress. We all are creatures of habit. You are a creature of habit, and you tend to respond to life's changes in the same way. And I bet you want to have more wisdom. I bet you want to have more peace, and I bet you want to experience more progress and prosperity. I'm going to share with you those 5 steps, and if you like, you can mail away to receive those 5 steps on my affirmation card. You'll also receive the CD, Pearls of Wisdom, and you'll get a beautiful pearl bracelet when you send away for that. It's real simple. You just go to my website, donotgiveup.net, and sign up to receive my motivational package, the bracelet, the Pearls of Wisdom CD, and the affirmation card that gives you the 5 steps on coping with wisdom when life shifts, when life changes. Now, you may be unemployed right now. You may be going through a divorce. You may have some illness. Maybe the children are challenging you, or your marriage is challenging you. Maybe you're trying to build your ministry, or you're trying to complete your studies in school. Maybe you're just in a season right now that seems to be dry, or a season where everything seems to be turning upside down and you just don't know which way to go. Again, as I said before, you are a creature of habit, and to be empowered means to learn new ways to deal with life. Life is full of changes. Isn't that what Forrest Gump said in the movie? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Now, in sign language, habit is this. Yeah, that's habit. It's symbolizing that you and I are tied to doing the same thing over and over and over again, until we say, wait a minute, I got to learn some new ways to deal with life. I got to be empowered. I need to be stronger. I need to have more courage. I need to have more faith. And so I want to share with you those 5 steps right now. Now, when you experience a life change, let's say the bills are challenging you, your finances, you're unemployed, you could either, number one, just go crazy and complain about it. Maybe it's your weight. You're saying, you know, I just got to get rid of this weight, and I just feel ugly. I feel sluggish. I feel like no matter what I do, nothing is happening. And so you do number one, you go crazy, you begin to complain about it, and then you just fall back into those negative patterns. Or number 2, you can learn to cope. Maybe things have changed on your job. Maybe you're doing the job of 2 people because of this economy. Maybe you had to change jobs and you're under new supervision, new people. Maybe you've moved to a new city. Maybe there's an illness and you have to be a caregiver and you're taking care of a parent, or you're taking care of a child with special needs. And so you want to learn to cope. So say with me, cope. That's right. You want to learn to adapt, make the adjustments so that you can go with the flow and not lose your mind. So number 1 is either you go crazy and complain. Number 2 is that you begin to cope, you begin to adapt, you become flexible, and you just kind of roll with the punches, and you don't lose your faith, and you don't lose your mind, and you don't lose your joy. The third thing is you begin to connect. Say with me, connect. You got to connect with the right people, because you know, sometimes the enemy or life circumstances will cause you to shut down and isolate yourself. And now you're disconnected from the people, the family, the friends, your church, the resources that can keep you encouraged, that can keep you moving, that can pour into you, that could enrich your life, that could connect you so that you can network and find out what you need to do for your next step. God is abundant, and there is an answer. There is a car, a home, a job, a relationship. Whatever you need, God will supply it. But God uses people. Yeah, He uses people. So you got to connect with the right people when you find yourself in a season of change. Please, my friend, do not isolate. Do not shut down. Do not disconnect from the very thing that God has placed in your life to help you go and grow to the next level. Now, the fourth thing is that when you're going through some crisis, when you're going through challenges in life, when there's conflict, when there's stress in your life, maybe it's time to change. That's the fourth thing. Say it with me, change. And that's very difficult for you and I because we are what? We are creatures of habit. And so maybe it's time for you to change your thinking. The Bible says that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. To renew means to let go of old stinking habits, old stinking thoughts, and get some new thoughts. And I know that's challenging as a creature of habit. It's challenging to think that I may have to change what I'm eating. I may have to change relationships. I may have to change churches. I may have to change who I love. I may have to change my habits, my spending habits. I may have to change the way I think about myself. Yeah, maybe you need to change your thinking and have a sense of self-esteem and a sense of self-worth, that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are powerful, that you are loved, that you are forgiven, that you're qualified, that you're strong, that you're smart. Change your thinking, and sometimes that is what will help change the situation. If you can't, when you begin to change your thinking, it begins to affect your behavior. When you change what you're thinking, you'll start changing how you behave. And when you change how you behave, you change the results that begin to show up in your life. Is this making any sense? Is it making sense? Either you're going to go crazy and complain, you're going to cope and adapt, you're going to connect with the right people, or maybe it's time to make some changes. Change what you're eating, change what you're spending, change who you're around, change your belief system, change your schedule, change watching so much television, and begin to do those activities that are going to bless you, that are going to encourage you, that are going to educate you, that are going to stimulate your mind and your creativity. God is awesome. God is so good. And He has everything that we need and everything that you need. But it's time maybe in this season to make a change. Stop watching so much television and read more books. Stop being so alone or shy or introverted or putting yourself down in condemnation, and begin to reach out to the Lord and to reach out to other people. The last step, and you'll get this on the card when you send away for my Pearls of Wisdom packet. You'll get the card, you'll get the Pearls of Wisdom bracelet, and you'll get the Pearls of Wisdom CD. The last C is maybe you can't cope. Maybe you're tired of going crazy. Maybe there's no one you can reach out to. And maybe it's just simply time to say, I don't like my job, so I'm going to create a business. I don't like this relationship, so I'm going to learn to create the relationships that do encourage me and nurture me and that are like-minded. I don't like where I'm living, so I'm going to begin to write down my goals and create what it is that I want to experience. We're told in the Bible that we're to imitate God. We are supposed to imitate God. And in the very first book, God said, let there be, and He began to create. So my friend, that's what you can do. You can create. You can say, let there be, and then you complete the sentence. What do you want to create? I'm standing before you today after 25 years of speaking because I decided that I no longer could cope. I no longer liked where I was working, and I began to create, which was the fifth step. I began to write down my goals, and I began to create out of my mind. I began to change my thinking, change my habits, change my relationships, and I created this working lifestyle that I have now of traveling around the world, empowering, inspiring, teaching, and being a leader. Now, was it easy? Absolutely not. But that's where the power is, when you create what you want. If you don't like what you have, if you don't like what's in your closet, set your goals. What kind of clothes do you want? If you don't like the people that are in your life, begin to write down the personality and the qualities and the interests of the kind of people you want to be around. If you don't like your job, begin to write what it is that you want to experience when you're giving of your time. You're powerful. You really are. But I don't want you to shut down because of fear, because of procrastination, because of self-condemnation. I want you to begin to follow these steps and either cope, change, connect, or create the thing that you want. Nothing's stopping you but you. I want to thank you so much for listening today. I hope that you'll take a chance to visit my website, donotgiveup.net. And when you go there, you can sign up to receive my weekly online newsletter. And if you're one of my wonderful supporters and friends, I want to thank you for supporting me by purchasing my books and CDs. I want to thank you for inviting me to your workplace, your church, your conferences, your retreats. I want to thank you for your prayers and for your emails. You have blessed me tremendously, and I pray that I have been a blessing to you. I'm here today in Colorado Springs, on my way next to speak in North Carolina and then Virginia. Oh, what a joy it is to serve. I don't have a J-O-B, I have a J-O-Y. And I promise you, when you begin to learn and invest in the books and the CDs that I have, you'll get some of this joy. You'll get some of this empowerment. You'll get some of the encouragement that I joyfully share with others. God bless you, and stay in the light. This is Jewel Diamond Taylor.